Maria. So I love hosting my family, my friends at the holidays.
Yes.
But if you're anything like me, your guests put a drink down, and then nobody knows whose drink is whose.
Exactly.
And then suddenly
it happens with kids. It happens
Yep.
with adults. And you know, right now we're getting together. And to be honest, even if you're going to someone's house, you could make these adorable drink charms for them as a
great
gift.
idea.
Have them be blank, and then everyone can write their names. So that really was my goal: was to not only make something really cute for the drinks,
But practical.
and
helpful.
Yeah. So this way, everybody knows whose drink is who. There's no mixing of the hot chocolates.
Or the germs.
Or the germs.
Because people get sick around this time.
Yes, and these are good for kids too. So kids can can write their
Sure.
own and everything like that.
Okay, well, I love the way that we make this because it is a bit nostalgic. It brings us back to our childhood, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. So what do we need to make this?
So this is the nostalgic part.
Yeah.
This shrinking paper. I can't tell you the amount of projects I did with my mom with this paper when I was growing up.
too.
You can see there's some different sort of colors for it, so I'll talk more about that as well. But that's really the base of this. And I have permanent markers, some paint, and of course some twine, scissors, and a baking sheet, and you're going to be popping this in the oven. So have an oven handy, a toaster oven or a regular oven handy.
Okay, so how do we get started? What do we do first?
So first you really, like I said, you have your different kinds of the shrinking paper. So you can see there's a white, there's sort of like a, it sort of looks like it's, what's I guess?
Frosty.
Frosted, that's a
Right, like
word I
frosted
was
glass.
looking for, frosted. And this one's clear. So you could do any of these, but kind of depending on what you want your design to be. So what I did was, for the trees, I have this right here for you, Deb. So I did a clear one for you.
Did you freehand it out?
This I actually printed online, but you can freehand it as well.
Okay.
So I'm putting this underneath so that you can grab this permanent marker and start tracing this.
Okay.
And what I have here, I have the frosted one. And what I did to create the ornament, I actually just grabbed a cup. And I'm going to grab
That's smart.
yeah, just a permanent marker as well. And so what I do is I trace. So the permanent marker will stay on these. And I was kind of just trying to play and see what different shapes I could do. You could use a cookie cutter. You could use any kind of stencil for
And you
these.
said you don't have to be exact when you trace this.
You do not. So it's up to you if you want to keep the black line.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is perfect. So you see, you take this out, and this is your tree.
Okay.
And then these are the ornaments. So it's really easy to do. Now this is where you really could, you could go in with a Sharpie like this in a smaller area and do the kind of detail like I'm going to do the top of the
color, and
ornament.
you could just use a marker?
You could use a permanent marker, nothing water-based.
All right.
But what I recommend doing for a larger part, Deb, to fill this in, what you do, I'll show you first, then you can do the tree. I'm going to do one of the ornaments with this. This is acrylic craft paint. So don't
And
use
does it have to be
use,
acrylic?
Yes. So don't use a watercolor on this. So grab that, and what you do, you want it to be a really thin layer of paint. Yes.
Why
and
thin?
Because this is going to shrink.
Oh, so don't worry if I'm getting out of the lines.
Yeah, exactly. So do it like this. And it's actually very fun to do. So that's why for kids it's really easy to do. So you kind of go in and do this. I know. And so, but don't do it thick. Do it very thin. As thin as
that's enough?
perfect, actually, just like that.
Okay.
Because this will shrink, and if you do it too thick, there's too much on there, and it kind of crumbles up.
Okay.
So the thinner you do, the better.
So
now,
do we cut it now?
yes, so you let it dry completely.
Okay.
And you cut it. So this is what it would look like. So I did a silver on here, and I did a red. And in order to create the hole on there, you just grab a hole punch. And when I was doing this, I did do colored pencils, and I did the permanent marker, and I did different kinds of paints. And this is what I found to be the most
best.
trustworthy. Yes, because if
paint.
of just doing the paint. So what I have here, I punched the hole because this is what you need in order to put the string through it. But you want it to be a bigger hole like this because it's going to shrink as well.
Correct.
These shrink like 50%. So you want your designs to be much
that gets. Look at this, you guys. Look at the difference in size here.
Yes.
Do you see that compared to the big one?
And I actually have a video to show you of how this looks when it's shrinking.
So how long do you bake it?
It actually is just a couple minutes. So pop it into, this is a toaster oven, but you can use a regular oven as well.
Oh, goodness.
Look at that.
Whoa.
I mean, that we time lapse that, so it's a little bit faster, but that only took like maybe 1 to 2 minutes.
You're kidding, and it goes that
Usually
fast?
it's one, they say one on the instructions, 1 to 3. It was at 325 degrees, but every brand might be different for which paper you buy. But that's how easy it is, and that's what I have here. So look at it, goes from this to this.
That's crazy.
And
then we just add our twine?
You just add your twine. Yeah, you just add your twine on there, and they can just make sure you're using something that is thin enough to go through the hole that you made.
And we have to personalize and write everyone's name.
That's all you do. You just write everybody's name.
Okay.
So if you want, Deb, you can write something on here.
Move this one up to paint on myself, which I will, you know.
Yeah, so you could just do that, and I will make one for. Let's see, I'll do LZ.
Okay, I'll invite Cam.
Z. Look
Cam.
at that.
Look
Cam.
at that. Oh, and I like how there's on both sides.
Yeah,
One
so
shiny.
you could do either one kind of depending on how they turn out. I love the matte side, but you could do the shiny side as well. And all you
just
do
tie it.
is tie it on. Yeah, so you can see I have some right just on any of these here. They're all over. I did a gingerbread. I did the ornaments. It could really be anything you like, but it's really just this process to create this sort of template, and it's
Love it, Maria.
highly satisfying. To
You've
quote
done
Orly.
it again, and it makes you feel like a kid at heart
It's so
making
fun.
little shrinky.